So hello everyone and welcome to Wizardry 8. This is one of the games that I have played pretty plenty of times from the beginning, but I've never completed this game nevertheless. This is nevertheless one of the games that I think in a way modernized the very old dungeon crawling RPG genre in a very nice ways, but of course some people don't feel like it, but my opinions are basically probably also a lot because of the fact that this is basically some of my first games of these genres anyways. Wizardry 8 is the only Wizardry game that I have played thus far, and I probably should go and try to play the older ones too, but at the time when they came out I didn't know about them or was too young, so yeah. This is the first one that I personally have ever played, and I have enjoyed it a lot for plenty of reasons really. So let's see about starting a new game. I'm thinking about playing in an Iron Man mode here right now, just for the fact that I think it's a little bit more interesting, but I'm going to be picking a normal difficulty because it's going to be already plenty of challenges with just a normal difficulty, even without the Iron Man mode. But it would be complete suicide to try to complete the game with I'm probably not going to be able to complete the game anyways. We're gonna die at some point, I'm very sure. But let's just start with creating the 6 characters that we want to be having. So I'm gonna be starting with some characters that I know I'm gonna be wanting to pick in this party. I like the samurai class, so I wanna be picking that. First of all, Samurai, the true swordsman of Wizardry. The samurai has dedicated his or her life to the study of the sword. Their speed and accuracy helps them to fight their way through most any situations, occasionally striking multiple times within a single attack. Those who have faced the samurai refer to this as lightning strike. Samurai are never afraid and can learn the deadly skill of the critical kill. Their mystical side allows them to develop mage spells as around the 5th level of experience. So that's the kind of character that the samurai is, and then I'm gonna be having Felpur be playing this role of a samurai, and he's going to be a male. What skills do we want to have? I think I want to be concentrating mostly with the speed as well, so that he can attack as many times as possible. And probably strength would be the wisest, but it's fun how this game really works when you, for example, consider what the intelligence affects as a skill. Or attributability. Description affects a character's performance in mental tasks such as music, arts, engineering, communication, close and ranged combat as well. Mythology, all forms and schools of magic except divinity, and a character's skill with locks and traps. So it basically affects everything that the character does. So it's great that it isn't only something like a very small thing or something like that. I suppose senses might be nice too because of the critical strike and dual weapon and close combat skills are affected by this senses, so that might be one to consider taking at least at some point, but I suppose we'll start off with taking a little bit more strength. Then we're gonna be putting points into the sword, dual weapons, and then, I don't know, maybe 2 points into the critical strike and 3 to the close combat. Critical strike means that the deadly skill and knowledge of the body that allows the character to strike a critical blow unarmed or with a close or extended weapon, resulting in the death of his opponent. This skill also applies to thrown weapons. So basically, very critical strike might even kill someone with the first strike, no matter what kind of a strike it is. It's just into a critical position, so yeah. And of course dual weapons, close combat, those are something that we can understand pretty well. So, and this is, in my opinion, very good portrait for this samurai class. There would be other Felpur pictures, but I think this is just very good. And I think I like this voice. This is one of the reasons which makes this, in my opinion, a lot more interesting, with the way you can give personalities more to your characters, of how they will talk while they're adventuring etc. than if you wouldn't be able to. There's for male and female voices both, there are 2 options in each of these different personality things. So I really think this makes the gameplay feel a lot more personal in a way, and more alive in a way, because of the fact that in Icewind Dale 2, okay, you create your characters, they have those few voices, but there's not really that much personality. Of course, you can make them in your mind etc. But this way, I just personally really love the way Wizardry does this. So this is the voice I'm gonna be picking for this guy.
There are 2 kinds of people, hunters and their prey. Let me assure you, I am one of the hunters.
I just feel that voice fits perfectly to this portrait and this style of a character. So then we just have to be picking a name and a nickname for this character. I don't know. Well, I kind of want something a little bit more Japanese feeling, so let's go with, I just came in mind, a character from Baldur's Gate 2, so let's name him Youshimoto. And I don't know what his real sure name would be, but let's name him like that. Well, then Yoshimo will do. Okay, so that would be our first character. Let's create our other part members. One that I think I want to be making is a bishop. And I have a very certain picture of what kind of a character I want to have in this, or which picture I think fits this bishop class. So I'm gonna be picking this elf and a female character for this. Let's give her more intelligence, more pity, and let's give her a little bit more speed, and vitality would be nice too. So it would be senses. Let's give her a little bit more vitality first of all, then we can concentrate perhaps senses after this. Probably yes. Okay, so what spells? And the bishop class is, I could probably read it for you guys. Extremely intelligent and pious individuals, bishops devote their lives and pondering ancient knowledge. Pulling the wisdom of all schools of magic, bishops are well-read characters who can learn any spell. However, because of the time required to study 4 spellbooks, bishops learn spells more slowly than their specialist counterparts. It is rumored that some bishops have chosen to pursue only 2 of the spellbooks at a time to increase the pace of their learning in a practical area. Like the priest, the bishop's contact with the divine allows him to dispel undead. The bishop also has the unique ability to remove cursed items from party members without casting a spell. So Bishop's special ability is the fact that he or she can learn from any of the magic books, schools of magic. From the priests, spells of classes, from the alchemists, from the mages, and from the psionics. And yeah, it's a very interesting character class, but of course this character will gain experience or will require more experience for each level than any other class, so they will be gaining skill points and spells as just way slower. I think I don't want to be making a specific priest class, so I'm gonna be giving this a heal wound ability and probably make wounds as well. Then here are the different schools of magic. It's very interesting how these also work as a divinity. The study of divinity heavily affects the learning of new priest spells and to a lesser degree the individual realm skills. Contribute spell points to every realm. So these are like the possibility of learning and using priest skills, priest spells, plus giving magic points to everything. This is for mage spells, for alchemy spells, for psionic spells, the same thing. But then there are these different realm skills, just like there are these different realms in here. This is the divine magic. So of course that's the one that we're gonna be concentrating the most, but it is the specific classes then. But it's a very interesting system, at least for my opinion, so yeah, I personally at least like it a lot. I usually like to make a psionic, but I am thinking that this time around I'm not gonna be making a specific psionic class, though this character is going to be learning some psionic spells too, so let's give her already a little bit of these skills. Or actually, let's take a few points off from here and take them to Mason Playoff, so she can use a mage at least a little bit too. And the portrait I want is this one. I just think it fits perfectly. Okay, what kind of a name will we be giving her? Actually, I want to give her that sort of a surname. Quintarra is an elf town in Arcanum, which is one of my favorite games, so I think that fits pretty nicely. Let's just call her Mel. And there would be different possibilities of voices, but I kind of feel that this bishop isn't really that bothered about a lot of things, so I think I just see her like this sort of a personality.
Release your hold on this world. All things change or perish. This is a great enlightenment.
So she is just on a journey of great enlightenment. Everything that happens for a reason, I'm sure. I'm sure she thinks that way. So that is going to be our bishop for the party. Then one that I just really love to have in a party is a Gadgetear. It's a very special class. I don't think that any other Wizardry games had Gadgetear classes before. So it's a very special kind of class that I personally like a lot. I suppose Bard might be more useful, as Bard can find instruments that they can use to play different things, which are a little bit like spells that you can cast with stamina and not with magic points. So it's not exactly like a spellcaster, but a little bit. Gadgeteers are a little bit like that, but they can find different kind of objects and items that they can merge together to make different kind of items, which then they can use in those kind of manner of ways. But I just always personally somehow want to pick Gadgetear when there's a possibility for it. Expert in engineering, the Gadgetear can make deadly devices from mundane items he finds during his travels. His ability to tinker is so legendary that his objects are sought the world over. Unfortunately, they are often so complex that none but a Gadgetear can use them. The Gadgetear's natural engineering training has also taught him much about modern weapons and locks and traps. All Gadgetears come with their own homemade weapon, the Omnigun. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this Gadgetear. I think Hobbit would make a pretty nice Gadgetear, but I just have a perfect picture. I could be picking a Hobbit and picking a different picture for the Gadgetear, but I kind of feel that a little bit. This is, I suppose, I could be thinking about this girl being a little bit like some kind of relation to the. I don't remember the name now, but you know the gnome from Baldur's Gate 2 that had that interesting crossbow, and I kind of thought that he was a little bit like an inventor. So I suppose this is going to be a little bit like maybe his granddaughter or something. yeah, I can't remember the exact name right now. I have had him in my party in Baldur's Gate so rarely that can't remember it right now, but yeah, let's do it like this, and then we're gonna be increasing her intelligence and dexterity, and I don't know. Maybe we could increase the speed at least a little bit and then put a few points maybe into vitality so that she can be a little bit tougher. I'm sure we need all the hit points we can have, just for the fact that, yeah, Iron Man. No room for too much errors. I'm sure we have to be running a lot. This is one of those games where you're gonna be meeting a lot of enemies. I personally have met so many enemies that I just... sometimes you just feel like trying to hide in a corner and not have to be fighting. Yeah. This, I think, just fits a Gadgetear perfectly. So, what would be her name? Let's name her... I think that was a little bit like the... it's not exactly the right name, but I cannot remember it right now, so that will do. And... I think she should be cunning, and this is her voice, not this one. This is fun for some, but not for her.
If you're looking for someone to protect your interests, I'm the one. I have excellent credentials.
That would be awesome for some character, yes, but not for this case.
No one slips anything past me. You sign me up and I'll get you through anything. Trust me.
I just think this fits the bill perfectly for her. So that means then that we have 3 characters in our party. Then we need 3 more characters. And I think that even though I want to be making a ranger, but I've just always made in this game one certain person to be the ranger, so even though I kind of wouldn't want to have 2 of the same race, this time around I kind of have to, because that's just always been the person that I put into the ranger role, and I have very difficult times imagining anyone else being in that role, so unfortunately I'm gonna be making this elf ranger, even though it's certainly not the best possibility for this role, but oh well, I don't care, to be honest. I just want to be making this kind of a character, even though it's certainly not going to be in any way the best possible one to be made, but I think I want to be getting the speed at least to 50 pretty quickly. Dexterity is probably still one that I should be increasing the maximum amount right now. Okay. Then scouting. Scouting is so awesome for the ranger that then we don't need to be trying to find hidden secrets all the time, but the ranger will constantly keep searching themselves, so then I don't need to really be bothering or worried about it. Just increasing those skills. And this just has always been the portrait that I've been using, and it has been kind of a little bit like a character from one of the book ideas I have had a long time ago. Haven't been bothered about it for a long time, but it's still the character that I've always made, so... I don't exactly remember what your name should be, but she was supposed to be like a dark elf, so that's why this portrait is very fitting for her. Even though there's not really dark elves in this game, but nevertheless. And just... Zhaela should be the right one, actually. Not 2. And then this is a perfect voice for her.
Some believe I can speak with animals, but it is they who communicate with me.
So, this is going to be our 4th character then. Then we need 2 more. We have 3, only 1 close combat guy, so we definitely need 1 other close combat who is very much indeed more of a tank type of character, so I think fighter will be the best option here nevertheless. And Lizard Man could be a very good option, but I just personally kind of prefer the dragon, so let's go with the dragon. And then just increase the vitality as much as possible, strength as much as possible, and then what would we want after that? I don't want to be making just I'm going to be boosting this certain stat just for the case that it's something that kind of almost needs to be done, should be done, but I don't want to be making all the very optimal choices nevertheless. I don't want him to be completely or as stupid. He's a little bit maybe clumsy, but not that stupid. And then let's increase speed just for the case that he can be a little bit quicker, but maybe that could be enough for now, and just increase dexterity a little bit more. Maybe that could be okay. And as we already have a character who is going to be using swords, he is going to be using axes and shield and close combat skills. I do hope that I get in this game as far as possible with the Iron Man mode nevertheless. As I said, I have never finished the game. It would be awesome if I could finish the game with this kind of a Iron Man mode, but I'm not really sure if that's gonna happen. Okay, so this is the portrait that I usually like to be picking from the dragons. Then it would be the question what kind of a voice we would want him to be having.
Yeah, slice him, dice him, no sense being nice.
No, and that is the same one that the other guy has. One option would be to put him...
'Tis wit, not strength that make a solid lad, but I be lucky to have both.
I don't really know if I want to be making him that burly, so to speak, so... maybe this...
I believe there is something unseen in all things seen. It is that which I attempt to reveal, you see?
Maybe that could be a very interesting one for this guy. He's a little bit eccentric, a little bit... well... maybe he thinks he's way more intelligent than he really is. He's not stupid, but maybe others just have a little bit hard time following his ideas. I think that might work. So what would be his name? Actually, I came with the idea of a little bit going with the sort of the... well, if I would want to be making completely... well, let's just put it like this. This is kind of the overgod of the pagan religion here that used to be here in the Finland, so let's just put it like that, and then his nickname is just gonna be Ukko. So I think that's fine. Let's start adding some of these guys into the party. So we're gonna have in the front row our fighter and samurai, and then we're gonna have our ranger and the Gadgeteer. Then we can have our bishop, and then we need 1 more person, and that should be, in my opinion at least, a spellcaster. But that is a person that I'm not 100% sure who I would like to have in here, but let's take, I suppose, well, we kind of have the bishop as being the priest and psychic classes, and ranger is going to be getting alchemy spells. Probably could also pick some of those alchemy spells a little bit more for her, as she's pretty intelligent too. So let's go with the mage. Here, of course, then would be the choice to be made about what race we want to have. Nevertheless, going to at least be a male, because I like to have well, as said, I wouldn't rather not have too many of the same race anyways, and also I like to have a balance with females and males, and there's already 3 females in the party, so I want the 3rd male. I could go with something like a human, for example, but Elf would make a great one, but I already have 2 elves, so no way. And Gnome would make a nice one, but I already have a Gnome too, now then. So let's go with the Faerie, I suppose. He at least makes a very perfect mage. So let's up their intelligence. And I suppose I would like to get more speed, then they can cast even quicker. And what else would the mage need? It would be said that it would need dexterity, which is kind of interesting that it's dexterity. I don't know how much they would be needing it. The chance to hit and penetrate with physical weapons, number of physical attacks in combat, and all weapon skills. Dexterity also affects skills which rely upon the body, such as locks and traps. And I'm not really sure how much it is exactly needed in the spell casting. So let's just add a few points there, I suppose. And I would like this not to die that quickly. So let's put some points into vitality. Yeah, let's add it to 41 then. How much this? It should affect more psionics, I think, so it shouldn't be as important. Okay, then we are definitely going to be taking the energy blast. And let's pick the frost too. Then we have energy blast and frost. 2 very aggressive skills. And then put some more points to fire magic, and I suppose we can put just more points into the water magic too. That's nice. From the 2 male portraits, I definitely like this one more. I have no really fun ideas for his name though, so just burn, and I suppose it can fit, and just Kiol. No really good ideas, but then it's a question what kind of a personality and speech we would like for this guy. I would also like to have as many different personalities as possible. We already have loner, we have eccentric, we have laid back, we have cunning, and we have aggressive personalities. So those are all already picked. So it would have to be from intelligence, chaotic, or kindly. But kindly doesn't really fit the bill. Of course it could be from one of these 2, so it's not really that big of a deal, but...
Ordinary men fear the power of darkness. I revel in it.
I kind of think that this Faerie is going to be very... He knows he's intelligent though, so this could be something that would fit. Yeah, I don't think this fits in any way.
I would be honored to assist your brave band in its explorations. That is...
No. But this one might be.
You're going to need someone of my superior intelligence. Some call it ego, but I call it talent.
It might fit the bill. He knows he's very intelligent, he's got lots of talent with magic spells, etc. So I suppose we could take that one. So then we would be having our party together. It would be about Fighter Ukko, Samurai Youshimoto, Gadgetear Julia, Ranger Zhaela, and then Bishop Mel and Kiol of the Mage class. So, in the next chapter of our episode, we are then going to be starting with our adventure, I think. But I hope you all enjoyed watching this, and I will see you next time.